guys, welcome back to the Ed Recovery Blog YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about ways to remind yourself that it's okay with being less active during this time of quarantine, or if you are at a place in your recovery when you're not really permitted to exercise just because it was something that was more difficult for you. And we're going to give you some tips of how to deal with that. So our first thing to remember is that you don't need to work out to eat. Your body needs food and needs fuel anytime, even if you are completely not working out or not active at all. Your body still needs food. You still need to be eating, and that's definitely something that comes up in eating disorder recovery, that you think, well, I only need to eat when I work out, and that is definitely not true. That's one of your eating disorder thoughts, and it's not something that you should allow to dictate how your eating habits are, and so that's something you can remind yourself of. Another thing to remind yourself of is there are many different kinds of movement that you can incorporate into your daily life and into your recovery. It's important that you are only incorporating things that are going to be healthy for you. When you're in recovery from an eating disorder, it's oftentimes much more healthy for you to not be working out than you are, because there's definitely excessive exercise obsessions and things like that that commonly people with eating disorders struggle with, and it can just get to be a really controlling thing. And so there's some times where it would definitely be better just to not do it for the time being until you're able to get to a point in your recovery where you have a better relationship with exercise and you're able to handle that a little bit better. It's also important to remember that the world right now, and with all of this virus going on, there is a lot of stress going on, and so it makes sense that your eating disorder always telling you that you need to exercise or that you're not being active enough is louder than usual, because emotionally you're already exhausted, you're already worrying about all the things that are going on in the world. So this is a time that your eating disorders might try to sneak in there because you're already, your guard is already down. Our next thing to remind you of is that your body is beautiful just the way it is. You should never be working out trying to change your body. This can be something that's a really dangerous kind of headspace to get into when you are someone that is in recovery from an eating disorder or that have struggled with an eating disorder in the past. If you are trying to work out and any of the motive is in an attempt to change your body, you should probably talk to your therapist or talk to your dietitian, or really examine that relationship and where those thoughts are coming from, because that should not be your main motive. You should exercise because you want to enjoy healthy movement and to move your body in a healthy way, but it should never be because you want to change a specific thing about your body. Another thing to remember is that movement in your recovery is only healthy for you if you don't feel like you should do it or you have to do it. If any of those kind of thoughts are coming up, it's better for you not to do it at this time, because that's only going to add to more of your eating disorder's grasp on you, and it's just not something that is a good idea. So definitely it's better not to do it at this point. And then as you're working on your recovery and you become stronger in your recovery, then maybe there'll be a point in the future where it's safer for you to work out or to find another type of movement that's healthy for you. But at this point it wouldn't be, because you should never feel like you should have to do something, or you should never feel like you have to do something, or oh, I should do this, because that definitely gets you in a dangerous spot with your eating disorder and just kind of a bad headspace to be in general. So obviously some people are going to say that exercise is always healthy, and factually, yes, exercise is healthy for your body, moving your body is healthy. But if you're someone that struggles with eating disorder tendencies or have been in recovery from an eating disorder, it is much better for you to not work out. It's much healthier for you not to work out than it is to work out. And the reason why this is, we know how toxic our thoughts can get. We know how deep of a control our eating disorder thoughts can have on us, and that kind of grip on your mind and that kind of rigid thought process that you have in your mind is not healthy. And so it's definitely important to remember that when you're approaching working out or healthy movement or anything like that. So our final tip is to add things into your routine in place of when you would normally exercise. So let's say you were someone that you're in recovery from your eating disorder and you've determined with your therapist or with your dietitian that exercise just is not the best idea for you right now. So for example, if you used to exercise in the morning, find something else that you can do in the morning in place of that. So that way you still have something going on and you still have somewhat of a routine. So if you used to wake up, eat breakfast, and then go exercise, you can wake up, eat breakfast, and go read a book, or start a new online course, or, you know, do a workbook exercises or journal or paint. Anything that can really be distracting for you to do at that time would be really helpful, and it can still give you that kind of structure that you want in like your morning routine or your afternoon or night routine whenever you were previously working out, and it can help to replace that so that way you don't feel like you're just sitting there with all these obsessive thoughts about reasons why you should exercise. So those are all of our tips that we have for being okay with being less active during this time when we're at home and just in general in your recovery. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!